Did you know that we didn't just live through 2020 and all that horror that was there? Because according to Joe Biden, this is one of the things that he's actually sticking to when it comes to the debates, saying that our darkest days are still ahead of us in regards to the coronavirus, because that's how you make a nice, cheery holiday message. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. And who knows, maybe this will be his only holiday message, because you can't really plan that far ahead when you're 78 fucking years old. President-elect Joe Biden offered a bleak, pessimistic holiday message during a press briefing, and it was brief, but hey, on the bright side, at least he got out of the fucking bunker for a tenth of a second, telling Americans that the worst is yet to come in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. Do we not have, like, 3 fucking vaccines? I guess it's probably the worst is still yet to come if you live in places that have locked down so fucking atrociously. Like, I can pull up a couple of graphs here just showing you how atrocious these fucking states have been. Just give me a second. Like, okay, I don't think I have to convince anybody to believe that California was one of the, like, states that just locked down like a motherfucker and hasn't let up one goddamn bit. And as we can see here, daily new cases per 1 million people. Okay, yeah, and remember when Georgia reopened? They were the first state. I'm pretty sure they were the first state to reopen mid-May, I think that was. Oh, actually, yeah, right at the end of May. It's got the dates there at the bottom. I should read. Reading's good. Reading's your friend, guys. Anyways, yeah, as you can see that the cases, oh my god, Georgia, oh, it was still higher than California. What are you doing opening? And then during the entire time that they were opened, nothing really went wrong. And then all of a sudden, yeah, around July, when everything started to kick in, sure, okay, yeah, it peaked up a little bit higher than California, obviously, but they never let up on their fucking restrictions anyways, and everybody was leaving the fucking state. And then as you continue to go along, yes, everything was starting to dip down, and then all of us, oh my god, California is out of control. Who would have saw that coming? Or let's just lump all of the shit fucking states all together. New York, Illinois, New Jersey, California, and Florida. As you know, as we see in the previous graph there, California is just way the fuck off in the middle of nowhere. And as everything progresses, yep, take a look there. All of a sudden, Illinois just spikes like a motherfucker, and they lock down super early. And as you can see, they're going down, but they're still higher than New York, who spiked out of nowhere. And Jersey is completely just going fucking off the reservation, but Florida has just kind of gone up. Huh. It's weird, right? It's almost like lockdowns and masks don't do a fucking thing. Huh. Anyways, our darkest days are still ahead, right? If you live in a blue state. One thing, I promise you, I can't do Joe Biden's cadence, otherwise this video would be 45 minutes long. One thing I promise you about my leadership during this crisis, oh god. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell it to you straight, because I can't think of a lie quick enough on my own feet. I'm going to tell you the truth. And here's the simple truth. I'm just going to keep telling you that I'm going to tell you the truth instead of actually getting down to the fucking meat of the problem. Our darkest days in the battle against COVID are ahead of us, not behind us. Why? Why is that? Why is that, Joe? If you're going to tell us the truth, you have to quantify it. So we need to prepare ourselves to steel our spines. That's a strange thing for Joe Biden to be saying, the most malleable senator of all fucking time. As frustrating as it is to hear, it's going to take patience, persistence, and determination to beat this virus. Or just keep it around so long that it can continue to beat you and beat your opponents into just letting you pass through a bunch of stupid legislation. And at the time of recording this, by the way, Trump's not going to sign that to fucking stimulus bill, so my video got made irrelevant, but who knows what the Democrats are going to try to do, because apparently it's supposed to be $2,000 now that Trump wants to give everybody, which is significantly better. But let's see if they try to stuff the exact same shit in there as well. But thank the good Lord Joe Biden's there, so he could have bestowed that wisdom upon Nancy Pelosi in order to create that sort of stimulus check. Oh, Lord have mercy. Thank God for the world's most popular politician of all time. 81 million legal votes cannot be wrong. It just can't be wrong. YouTube's told me so. The president-elect did not seem to think that the rollout of vaccines, the passage of coronavirus coronavirus relief legislation and the rapid pace of economic growth were good signs because maybe he didn't have his contact lenses in. He seemed determined to set expectations low, like his IQ, and to make the case for renewed stimulus spending when he takes office in January. That was the New York Times article that I had there at the beginning that showed Joe Biden thought that the previous and now irrelevant stimulus bill was a good idea. It's a down payment on the future because I'm just going to keep giving you back your money at a higher tax rate. So eventually what started out as several $1,000s in federal taxes, you'll eventually receive pennies on the dollar. But that's enough idiocy, and we'll have more to talk about Joe Biden tomorrow. But of course, we can't just spoil ourselves on all this goodness right now. No, we got to talk about a poor old dusty bureaucrat fucking spooling her shit and getting the fuck out. Thank God. Dr. Birx says that she will retire after overwhelming holiday travel scandal. Oh no, another person who was very stringent about people adhering to the lockdown practices over the holidays went and acted against her own words. I know I'm shocked. Are you guys shocked as well? Oh my God, this is almost way too much to believe. I'm at a loss for words. Dr. Deborah Birx has announced that she plans to retire after being outed on Sunday for not following her own holiday travel guidance, calling the experience overwhelming. Overwhelming support? Overwhelmingly calling you a hypocrite? I think so. In an interview with Newsy, only the most prestigious outlets get the exclusive interviews, with White House Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator, said she would help the incoming Biden administration, but then planned to head for the exits. I want the Biden administration to be successful. Yes, it has all of her old friends, Birx said, noting that she has worked in federal government since the Reagan administration in the 80s. Yes, I remember Deborah. Yes. She helped pick out my Alzheimer's medication. Yes. Well, I think she was a good woman. What? She's still in public office? Can you fucking believe these people? Oh my God. These are the people who are going to bring in change, and they've been around for 40 fucking years. I will help in any role that people think I can be helpful, and then I will retire. Just as eloquent as Lou Gehrig. I will have to say, as a civil... I could give a shit. What did this bitch do anyways? Alright, she also tried to justify her decision to travel to Delaware from Washington. That is, not a close proximity travel there, Deborah. What are you doing? With her husband, daughter, son-in-law, and 2 grandchildren. Oh, do you guys all live in the same house? Because I thought you're only supposed to visit with people who are in your same house. I don't know, though. I think what was done in the past week to my family, I'm sure they probably, got death threats? What's the regular menagerie of accusations? They didn't choose this for me. They've tried to be supportive, but to drag my family into this, actually, you drug your family into this. And by this, I mean Delaware. My daughter hasn't left the house in 10 months. Oh, so many other people's daughters haven't left their own houses in 10 months because they can't afford it. But she's going to try to justify this with her own sob story. This will be cute. My parents have been isolated for 10 months. Oh, what about all those dead people that are in fucking long-term care facilities because you and your other fucking cunty compadres couldn't figure out what to do? They've become deeply depressed, and I'm sure many elderly have, as they've not been able to see their sons, their granddaughters, she said. Rules for thee and not for me. Okay, that's all this is. My parents have not been able to see their surviving son for over a year. These are all very difficult things, she added. But she also told you not to travel for Thanksgiving, but because she has parents, older parents, she can still go visit them because I'm a doctor. All of these bureaucrats just need to be allowed to retire because they're fucking ancient, okay? They clearly don't have the best interest of you in their mind. As you can see with the previous stimulus bill, they're more worried about enriching the lives of the people that they want a nation built for, that they want to go in and influence, instead of, the people that are within their own walls. And it took President Trump telling them to go fuck themselves in order to realize that. That was 4 years ago. And then just tonight as well, when he just, that stimulus bill is fucking stupid. I ain't signing that shit. This might sound a little bit funny, but he was a little bit more eloquent in his speech. But anyways, don't leave the stimulus shit up to the bureaucrats. I'm not even saying the Democrats because, there's a lot of snakes out there. So it's just bureaucrats in general. You know who's actually doing something good? It's somebody who, okay, I'll just bring this up. Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports is like the frat boy version of sports coverage. I like it as much as you can like an alternative. I wish there was a less douchey alternative when it comes to sports reporting. But hey, look what he's doing, okay? Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy raises $2 million for small businesses, okay? This story broke over the weekend. I've just been waiting for an opportunity to cover it. And you know what? I want to end on a good note today because god damn it, we deserve it. Dave Portnoy is sick and tired of waiting. And I have to use TMZ. Tired of waiting for the government to step up and help small business struggling during the pandemic. So he's injecting his own stimulus package. Barstool Sports founder was on TMZ Live Tuesday and revealed he kicked in $500,000 of his own money for the Barstool Fund he launched last week to support small businesses impacted by COVID shutdowns. This is just nice and good, okay? Like in the past few months, he's taken quite a shit kicking, just having an interview with President Trump, and everybody just kind of turned on him. Not the normal Barstool crowd, because they could really just give a shit, and as long as you say fuck when you're reporting, they tend to like you anyways. So no, this is just somebody who's doing as best they can with the situation and tried remedying it as best they could. Like, you can argue, okay, maybe he has more money you could throw around there, but you know what? He's taking action. He's inspiring people to support the Barstool Fund. I guess it's going to be for small businesses as well. And he's not waiting around for anybody to give people a handout. He's just going out there and making sure that this shit happens. With more than 31,000 people also contributing whatever the amount they can, that's created a fund of more than $2 million. Yep. Dave's been vocal against COVID restrictions in New York City, forcing restaurants, bars, and other small businesses to shut down. It's not about politics, and he understands that the country is in a terrible situation, but no perfect solution. Yeah. So he's just doing what he can to help out the people who need it the most. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. I've got nothing bad to say about this. It's just nice to see people take care of people and not the government have to force themselves in order to make it happen. Like, they caused the situation. They caused all these lockdowns. But it takes people like Portnoy. It takes people who support good local businesses. Like up here in Grand Prairie, we got a ton of small businesses, but I'm a little suspect at a bunch of them. But like he's saying there, he's making the best of a bad situation and not waiting for anybody else, just taking responsibility for this. That's a beautiful thing. Really is a beautiful thing. So it's nice to end the day on a good note. A man's making a dent in small businesses for the positive this time. An old dusty bureaucrat is calling it a career. And Joe Biden put his pants on the correct way this morning. So it's wins all around, people. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.